70 or 90. I'd have to go look and see, but I'm keeping a good handle on it. However, as thankful as I am for all of your referrals, I feel like I'm neglecting my YouTube audience. So today I'm going to record a video and I'm going to post it. I don't care what happens. So hopefully these phones that I'm going to work through are going to work out okay. I don't have anything specific because, to be 100% honest, on my shelves right now, I've got no power, no image, no power, no image, no image, no image, no touch, no touch, no touch, no image, no image, no image, no power, backlight, no image. It's just, seriously, it's all the same things over and over and over and over and over. So what I've done here, I've picked out a handful of phones here to do in this video. I'm going to do a 6S. It's marked as image backlight. I'm going to do a 6 that's marked as image backlight. And we'll see. There's two of them. And then I've got another 6 here that's marked as no power. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go with this because today is Friday. It's early afternoon. I have had the most profitable week that I have had in my entire life. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. If it wasn't for being so behind on the job queue, let me take that back. I'm not behind. Okay, maybe on some devices I'm behind. But if it wasn't for having so many devices in line for service, I would be taking off work right now and going and playing something. I'd be doing something else. But I've got a lot of stuff to fix, so I'm going to go ahead and do this video, and I'm going to fix something, I hope, while I record this video. So the first phone in line here is an iPhone 6S. This iPhone 6S was sent here because it has no image. And before I do something really, really dumb, I am going to go pull up the history on this phone first and read what was said about this phone, because that's where the repair begins. 8, yes. Let's see here. You know what? I forgot a big step of this video. So let me go ahead and see what's said about this phone. Then I'm going to sidetrack you for just a minute. There's a lot of you that won't like this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways because this microscope has been driving me absolutely crazy. And I have recorded a couple videos. They just turned out so bad that they're just not watchable. Like, this thing was blurry the whole time. And we're going to fix that before I begin this repair. Let's see. It is recognized by iTunes. It had a cracked screen. And it had a little puff of smoke. Okay, so this is most likely going to be FL4211. I betcha. But before we do that, let me fix my damn microscope because I am absolutely tired of fighting with a blurry image. And what's happened here over time is that somehow either the eyepiece distance, the focal, I don't know what I'm talking about. So just skip past anything technical that I say from here until about 20 minutes into the video. This thing has drifted over time. I did have it in sync pretty well to where what I see with my eyes, the hell is that, was the same as what you see in the camera, but now when the camera's in focus, my eyes aren't, and when my eyes are in focus, the camera's not. So I'm going to fix that first. The microscope that I'm using, it came with this crappy, really crappy slide thing that would allow dust to get in. And because of that, I wrapped it up in tape. Should probably do this before I started my video, but you know what? I have not posted a video in almost 2 weeks. People are probably thinking I've gave up and quit. So this video is going up, guys. I don't care if I open every one of these phones and they're all no fix. I'm still going to post this. But what I can't post is a repair where the entire microscope is out of focus. Like the whole thing. It's like, why? Anyways, so let's fix it. I am going to switch you over to, let's see, let's grab us a test specimen here. This is a beautiful iPhone logic board, and we're going to switch this thing over to the microscope so that you can see the microscope. And what good would this video be if you couldn't see me at the same time? You know, who's going to want that? So I'm going to, let's pick out something. Let's see, should we use the battery connector? The thoroughly burnt battery connector? No, let's pick out something that's a little more crisp. Let's grab this broken coil. Okay. How am I going to do this? Let's see. Right now, my eyepieces, they are focused all the way in clockwise. They are screwed down as far as they'll go, and it's not quite enough. I need to be able to back them off some. So what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to back my eyepieces out. Let's see, did they go a full turn? I think they're actually a little more than a full turn. So I'm going to go all the way in, and I'm going to back them both out. I'm probably doing this really, really wrong. Is there anything to mark? I'm going to go, say, a half a turn. There's something I can use. So I'm going to go a half a turn on my right eyepiece, half a turn on my left eyepiece, and I am going to focus. My eyepiece is clear, okay? So now what I see is crystal clear, all right? I know what you see is crap. Now I'm going to loosen up this goofy looking screw thing, and I'm going to let this trinocular port slide. Oh gosh, I actually got to go higher. I was hoping I was going to be going lower. Okay, now I'm not expecting them to match right off the bat because I cannot fine tune like this big old thing that came on this with this microscope. It's just got this big set screw on the side and a slider that slides up and down. There's not any sort of fine tuning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock that down tight, and then I'm going to do the fine tuning right here with the eyepieces. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it back over to the microscope to where I can see what the microscope camera is capturing. I am going to focus this to the point where I believe it's clear on the screen. Okay, and let's go, I'm going to go with the, my main focal point here, I'm going to go for these two caps and this probably inductor or whatever it is. So let's focus it clear on those. I've really got to upgrade capture hardware. I'm still capturing with USB. This microscope camera, I have used HDMI output on it, and I think it's really, really, really crappy. It's actually worse than USB. It's really noisy. I think the compression of the USB actually helps suppress some of the noise. That's probably about as clear as I'm going to get this. So now that I've got the focus tuned in for the camera, I'm going to fix it for my eyes. Okay, so now what I'm seeing with my eyes is in focus, and what I'm seeing on the screen is in focus. Let's test it. Let's have a look at, let's see here. Is there anything cleaner? Let's just go down here. Oh, this is a lot worse. All right, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to say, okay, this is where I would stop. Okay, how far out is that? We're fairly clear on the screen, fairly clear in my eyepieces. I should probably clean it all, but that is a heck of a lot better than what it was. So let me cover up my dust crack here. I have to say I like the setup that Paul Daniels has quite a bit better. I think he has maybe a little bit more or a little bit less reduction on his adapter, and the way he has his set up, let's see, I'm going to go this other way. He don't have what he calls this big rooster tail on top. It's a really short assembly, and I like that. It's a miracle I've never broken this off by catching my arm on it. So all I'm doing right now, this adapter has a slot on the side of it, and I'm covering up that slot because if anybody who is watching this has ever installed screens on an iPad, if there is so much as even the slightest little bit of a hole open, dust will find you, and it will get in there, and you'll have one little fiber in front of the front-facing camera lens that wasn't there right before you sealed it, but once you peel all the adhesive tabs back and then seal the iPad, that's when that piece of dust is going to be right in front of the camera. All right, so I've got my microscope fixed. Should we fix something? Let's fix this iPhone 6s that was sent here for no backlight. All right, so let's grab the phone out of here, scoot the microscope off to the side, grab me a magnet pad, and switch the cameras over to my hand so you can actually see what I'm doing, and hopefully this camera will keep things in focus. And, oh my gosh, I've been doing lots of backlight rebuilds. My bench is covered in backlight rebuild dust. All right, are we in focus? Are we set to autofocus? We're not. That's probably a good thing. Let's pull this phone apart. This is an iPhone 6s that had no backlight after a screen replacement. We are most likely going to be pulling this apart and replacing FL4211. Okay. Oh, this is extra hard to do in front of a camera. Don't anybody watch the way I just took that phone apart, because that was excruciatingly. What the? I'm gonna watch my mouth. Okay, I'm not gonna cuss. There's a few things that I want to talk about that I'm going to be changing on this YouTube channel. One of them is categories. I'm going to be adding categories for different types of videos because I'm going to start posting some short repair videos. But another thing is that I'm going to be cleaning up the way I talk just a little bit, and I'm going to experiment around with this not suitable for most advertiser stuff, because I have gotten a couple videos flagged, but they're like, whenever I do file the dispute, it's like resolved within usually just a few hours. They resolve it really quick. And you cannot count the number of times that I cuss in these videos, and they're perfectly suitable for all advertisers. So I don't know exactly what criteria is getting people flagged for that just yet, but I have seen some pretty dang clean videos get flagged. But let's move on with this repair. You guys are here to watch me fix this phone, and I don't know if you've seen what I just seen. Let's get a handle on my focus here, because you're going to want to see this. Let's go to about right there. Look at the way these ribbons are. Oh, that's terrible. Hang on. Maybe we'll just let autofocus run my life here, okay? I can't even really decide why that's like that. That's actually, that's a little bit scary. Let's continue taking the screws out of this. Okay. Let's see, I always put my pinna lobes up here. This one here. And hopefully, because I've got something pointed at me recording, I'm not going to do too much stupid stuff, like forget to turn a camera on or record the whole entire thing with the microscope off. Some YouTuber can't even press record on the camera. Alright. Man, those cables are folded in a really weird way. Can you see this enough to appreciate, like, what am I even looking at? Any idea what I'm looking at? I don't know what I'm looking at yet. I really don't. So let's go ahead and continue disconnecting this, beginning with the battery. There we are. There we are, yeah. This isn't going to be no fancy edited video, because I am running very thin on energy this Friday. They just got these cables out of order. That's what it is. They got the whole entire screen assembly put together wrong. So we'll correct that in a minute. We're not going to use that crap anyway. So let's throw the screen assembly aside. And let's flip over here and have a look under my newly calibrated microscope and see if I can put this in focus for you. We're going to go right down to FL4211 because FL4211 is blown. Okay. I think I might have actually reduced my reduction or something. I don't know. All right, so for FL4211, the first thing I do is strap the board down to the table just a smidgen. Not the board, the whole entire phone. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. You can see what I'm doing. I don't have a camera here where you can actually see this, but I'm going to record it anyways. A little piece of that. I should probably buy me a little dispenser for that stuff. All right, I'm going to get a couple of things out of the way here. I'm going to disconnect our front camera. I'm going to disconnect the back camera. I'm going to go ahead and remove this entire sticky pad because I will be doing this with hot air. There you go. There you go. There you go. You can probably skip this step and just do this with your iron. Like I have did these with just the micro pencil, but I don't know. I like to switch it over to leaded solder and then do it with hot air. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is now I only use Kapton tape like this if I'm not going to be floating everything, and that's my intentions here, is to not float everything. And the Kapton tape, it keeps me from singeing the connectors and making this just kind of look overall bad. Newly calibrated microscope. What's going on here? It seems to have changed this in ways I wouldn't expect it. I think I've got some lighting changes to make. You know, this channel is approaching 20,000 subs, which I am really, really, really grateful for. But I'm going to have to make some equipment changes because it's time. This pays my bills. This keeps repairs coming in. And it's largely repair shops that are sending this business here. I didn't lay my finger on this here until just recently. But I would say 75% of the business coming in from YouTube is due to other repair shops that watch my channel, and they wind up with customers in situations that they need micro soldering, and they wind up sending people here. It's like, it's a really big deal. So thank you all for your referrals. That is very, very, very much appreciated. Let's see, I've just about got this dug out of here. I'm trying to get this out of here without tearing the pad that it's dangling from off. So let's stop right there. I'm going to add... Fuck. Oh, that looks terrible. What? What's going on? Is this thing... Oh, the whole thing is crooked. Oh. Alright, so let's tear FL4211 off the board, and let's try to do it without destroying the pad. And to do that, I like to raise the temperature up just a smidgen with hot air, and then I'm going to stick my micro pencil to one side of it, the side that's still stuck. And it'll pop right over there with my micro pencil. And then I'm going to put a little more flux down in there. And I'm going to fluff up these pads a little bit with some leaded solder. And also see if there's anything else hanging around down in there that ain't supposed to be there. Okay. And with that like that, I'm going to grab me a backlight filter. Those are 01005s. Let's see. Get a lot of people asking me where I order these small components. ICs and things I primarily get on AliExpress. Unless I need them quickly, then I would buy them from somebody locally here in the United States, such as Rossmann Supply. Whenever it comes to stuff like this backlight filter that I'm installing right here, I would order these from DigiKey. And there's no minimum order on a lot of this stuff, so it's, anybody can order from them. I think my last order had 600 components, and I spent about $60. So it's really, really, really reasonable to go that route. Okay. And I did get a little air there on the connectors, so let's just ignore that. Pretend like you didn't see that, okay? And you see just at that spot where the connector is exposed is where it's singed. We'll take it. We're just going to leave it like that. That was sloppy as hell, and I will tell you, it's that sloppy because I'm recording a video. No two ways about it. Alright, so let's clean that up a little bit. That's really, really bad, huh? Dun, dun, dun. Da-da. Yeah, so when you're sending things here for repair and you feel like I have half-assed something, just know this. I cannot live with half-ass. It drives me crazy. I nitpick, I clean, I scrub, and I nitpick, and I make sure things are right. And this filter installation that I just did looks like complete, total garbage. It'll most likely, that right there would most likely be completely electrically functional and not have any issues at all. But it's just, it's supposed to be even with this other chip, this other filter or whatever up here is, and I can't live with this. I'll have nightmares. Okay, there it is on the pad. I think there was a piece of debris or something in the way before. And that's probably a really, really, really tiny job to be using hot air on, but seriously, it is tough to get down in between other stuff that's around this, and it's really just not something I want to do. little more hot air on that connector than what I would care to see. Let's get our fuzz off of it. I seriously lose like all self-control and things whenever I know I'm recording. Like, this week has been the best week that I've had in my entire career. I've never had a more successful week as far as income goes. So it's really, really, really awesome. And still, with the level of confidence that I'm floating around here with, I still have issues doing this on camera. It's ridiculous. It screws everything up. Now, while I was doing that just now, I accidentally floated this little doohickey up here at the top left corner. It's like an antenna, it's some sort of a connection. I can tell you it's not ground. I'm not sure what it is. So let's go ahead. I'm going to sit it back down on its pad with hot air. I also broke it loose here as well. There you go. Am I getting all this on camera? Am I getting all my nitpicking on camera? Watch me screw up a phone and then fix it? Yeah. Maybe, just maybe if everybody begs me enough, I'll post the video where I 80 degrees out, fixed it, the phone still didn't boot, and then I figured out that the problem was a VCC main short the whole entire time. Now, I'm not just somebody sitting around here fixing phones. I just crossed over a job ID 4,140 or something, and whenever I started taking mail-in repairs, which is all logic board repairs, I was at job ID 2,000. So local business stopped at 2,000, mail-in only started at 2,000, and I'm at 4,100. So since I started doing mail-in only, I'm at like, you know, I have processed more than 2,000 devices. So for me to sit and install TriStar 90 degrees out on a phone that had VCC main short, yeah, I did that. Now, I don't know if I'm going to post it or not. That's pretty bad. That's really bad. Let's see. So I straightened my screw up here. We've got the filter replaced. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to put this screw back in the phone. There you go. We're on autofocus, right? One day, whenever I start making more money on YouTube than I do fixing phones, I might actually buy a camera. Okay, autofocus. This camera's not. There's something wrong with it. I'm either way out or not far enough. I can't focus this thing even manually. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead. We're just going to put this phone back together really quick, and then I'm going to see if I can get this thing. Maybe after it sits there for a minute, it'll fix itself. Because now we have to fix the screen assembly before this repair is done. Yeah, this is the end of a really enthusiastic week. It's been an awesome week. I have felt like I'm neglecting my YouTube viewers, which I do apologize for, because you guys are the reason why I'm able to sit here and fix phones all day long, which is totally cool. Let's see. Let's grab their screen assembly and see if we can't see what went wrong here. Can I